Afternoon. Go ahead. Fire away.
Defense has as many issues as it does. Seems like the smart thing to do is kind of break it down into smaller pieces to figure out the solution. So what are the earliest fixes that you need to do, the foundational fixes you need to make to kind of get building it the right way?
Yeah, I mean, look, AG and I are still working through that. Us in the defense, we've been going through that and had the team meeting. So I'm not totally through with all that, but I know we're going to need to move some personnel around. That'll be one part of it, and then certainly look at calming things down and simplifying, schematically. Those would be two of the biggest changes I think that we're going to need to make.
You still feel like the scheme fits the talent that's on the roster?
Yeah, I do.
Can you give us an idea of moving personnel around?
No, I don't want to do that yet.
So just deep dive into the defense. Is that even possible during the week? I mean, maybe you can explain a little bit.
No, I think it's just as much as you can try to, do we have guys in the right places? How are these guys responding? I mean, there's so many different things come up. It's like even Minnesota last week. You want to simplify, but yet you're trying to double Jefferson and then take care of the run, so you don't. And then this week it's a little bit different because you're not necessarily doing that, and we're back to. So I think you're looking at the totality of it. Our FBI is we got to get some players that we feel like we can rely on, we can trust to get out there, because once they're trustworthy, then their teammates will trust them. And I think when you really watch it, the theme and I told these guys this, that shows up over and over is that it's a snowball effect. And we have a guy who doesn't do the right thing, and then a guy who knows what to do is trying to overcompensate for it. And then that's costing him a step behind his job, and then this guy's trying to cover for him, and then the next play they don't trust that their teammate's going to be there, and it's we're in this vicious cycle right now, and so we got to pull things way back and just get our confidence back and gain some trust among teammates, and so that comes with scheme, that comes with personnel, and we're going to work through it. Oh, listen, it's both. I mean, it's on all of us. I mean, we can't. It's hard to say you're just going to point fingers at this or this. I mean, we're all encompassing, because I mean, my fingerprints are on this, and so are the players. So it's all of us.
Yeah, the first 4 games, obviously, what Jamal Williams been able to do, 6 rushing touchdowns. I guess as you're moving forward, like when DeAndre Swift comes back, does that affect the way that you use those now, just by how effective Jamal Williams been used? Like, how do you see, him continuing to do what he's been doing, but also implementing Swift when he's playing as well?
Yeah, I think, look, Jamal, that didn't surprise me at all. I mean, Jamal, he's a workhorse, man. He gets in there and he's very consistent, and he's going to give you a full day's work. You can always count on it. And since he took more of the load, you saw the production come out of there. And I think what it does is it just enables you, when Swift comes back, you be very particular on what plays you're giving him. Most bang for his buck, that isn't putting a load on him to where he gets exposed to injury. So that's where it helps you. But certainly we trust Jamal.
You said you had faith in Aaron Glenn yesterday.
Yes.
Last year when you made the switch away from Anthony Lynn, it's a difficult situation, obviously, to make that decision. Is it hard to separate your respect for the person and still be objective as far as the performance, their job performance?
Yeah, I don't believe that. Look, it was, I mean, even, I know it was at the end of the year, I had a ton of respect for Anthony Lynn, and I made a tough decision. I've had to do this before, and I'm not afraid to make a hard decision. If I really believed that's where it was the cause of it, and I don't believe it is. I believe that Aaron Glenn is the right man for the job, and he gives us our best. He gives us our best hope, our best option to run this defense. I just do.
One thing that Rashad Penny said yesterday on that touchdown run on 3rd and 16, he said that they knew what you guys are going to run on defense. Are you worried that you're becoming a little too predictable in your play calling on defense?
No, but it's something to pay aware because they got us twice and they schemed us up. They did it. They got us, and Penny's absolutely right. They got us, but that's the first time we've been exposed in those two fronts, third and long. One was third and medium, one was third and long, and they did. So now, all right, Now they got us, and so it's on tape, and it's certainly something to be aware of. But that's the first time we've been exposed on the run in those fronts that we've given. Those have been a lot of pressure fronts for us, and so yeah, it at this point, yeah, here we go. It's on tape now.
You've got some guys eligible to come off injured reserve, NFI, PUP. Do you expect to get any of those guys back to practice this week at all?
We're talking about starting Jerry's clock and Pascal potentially Wednesday. Starting their clock.
With a few of those other guys, Enrique, Jameson, who else is in there? Romeo Plora, just Cabinda. Are any of them close to the point where maybe after the bye week and you have more of a concentrated 3-week window, you think maybe any of those guys could be back?
I think the one who has the best shot right after the bye, or closer than the other, is Cabinda. He's probably the closest of those three you just named. Or yeah.
Updates on Money Warrior or Evan Brown?
Yeah, Amani, I think is going to be okay, and Evan is he's got an ankle. I don't think it's long term, but it's a day to day. We'll see where it is. It's it's a little puffy this morning, but it sounds optimistic, but we'll see.
Did Malcolm Rodriguez suffer an injury yesterday?
He had a little bit of a stinger, so he appeared to be okay today, though. Yeah, he's another one. We won't know. We won't know. I don't know where he's at. He got a foot, so he's probably not as optimistic as some of the other ones we were talking about. But there again, he's getting an MRI right now.
And what are you guys doing at the kicker spot?
Yeah, we'll bring in some guys to kick, just get a look at them, and we're hopeful to see if we can get Cyber to kick Wednesday, see where he's at. So we're just keeping our option open, looking at everything.
Just going back to those NFI, IR guys.
Mm-hmm.
Levi was a guy you were kind of hopeful to get back for the start of the season. You mentioned multiple times it was kind of going at a snail's pace. Is that still kind of on a treadmill there, or is he making any positive progress? Are you worried at all he might miss the entirety of the season?
It's not moving, so that meter's not moving. So there again, we're just kind of see where he goes.
4 games into his rookie year, what are your thoughts on where Aiden is?
Yeah, look, I think he's come a long way. I mean, I think every week he's getting a little bit better. I think he's one of the players that I think we need to look long and hard about. Do we need to move him in some different spots? Do we need to see if we can give him an opportunity to have more success? But look, I think he did a lot of good things in the run game yesterday. And look, I think he's kind of where our defense is right now. We just got to improve and get a little bit better, and I think we can all help each other. It's like when we get good coverage, we got to get rush. We get good rush, we got to be able to cover. So, but I'm certainly not disappointed in him.
Admittedly, not fully knowing what I'm talking about, but just a lot of people said that Aiden really succeeded well when he moved from a 3-point stance to a 2-point stance in Michigan. A lot of fans have been asking about that, so I'm just curious your take on that. You guys rushed him from a 3-point stance. Is there a difference for him when he rushed from the 2-point stance? Is that something maybe that would be considered?
Yeah, I think, and some of that could be with thinking about moving him a little bit potentially. If you decided you were going to put him on the open edge, or do you keep him in the close? If he's going to be down over the tight end, it's hard to be in a 2. Just to play the run. Not that you can't, but you're going to be much more on top of a tight end or a tackle, and whereas it's a little easier on the other edge. So look, we're all open to whatever is most comfortable. Like if he feels like he can get his job done up, we're all no problem. But so I don't feel like that's an issue with him or that's going to change anything, But we kind of take that all into account. If it's something he feels like he's more comfortable at, we'll go with that.
Explain that though, just the way that body types of him and Charles, it makes more sense for you guys to have Hayden over the tight end on the strong side, correct?
That's right. Yep.
You had talked yesterday a little bit about, the desire to want to get them in second and longs, right, and the inability to do that. What was going on in some of those first times? They were getting 6, 7, 8, 13, 15 yards a pop early on in the game, especially. Is there anything that you can point to that?
Well, they got us on a number of boots that weren't good. They got us on, quarterback screen. You're talking about on first down? Yeah, the runs were good. At one point, we had, I think it was our first and 10. I think there was 3 or 4 first and 10s in a row on one drive, which that's, and so they were just, listen, man, the boots got us. We had a couple of blown assignments on the perimeter, so that was just, easy throw and catch there. They were efficient with their pass game. The boots, the play action was pretty good for them, so they just felt like they were one step ahead of us, and Gino played a good game. He did well.